And then when you breathe out, head, shoulders, back. It's nice to feel a bit of this strength and this power in the morning. Tall through my body, and then open, open, open. Good morning. These moves that I'm going to take you through today are part of our morning stretch series inside my Pilates time. And that whole series is designed to help you stretch in the morning, feel energized and get yourself ready for the day. And our first move we're going to do today is actually leaning up against a wall. So what you'll do is you'll just come up against a wall and take your feet one step out. Then once you're here and you feel like you're not going to slip, you're nice and steady, I just think of planting the pelvis up against the back of the wall with a little softness in the knees. And then I just build up my back against the wall as best I can. So I think about the back of the ribs down, my upper back, roll the shoulders back a little and see how you go. Sometimes your head touches, sometimes it doesn't. But just lining yourself up against the wall. It's really nice feedback. And then what we're going to do is a little roll down. So all you'll do is you take your head off the wall and then you take your shoulders off and then you peel your upper back off. Now see if you can just keep your pelvis really steady. So don't let your pelvis slide up the wall and just drape forward as much as you can. So let your arms go and feel a stretch in your upper back. Then once you're here, you can slide your hips up the wall a little bit and go down a bit further. Right, so now I feel a bit more of a stretch in the back of my legs. And then I'm bending the knees, planting my pelvis up against the wall again, and then building back up my back. So feeling the upper back, shoulders and head. Okay, then we'll do that again. Take a breath in this time before you start. And then when you breathe out, you nod the head, round the shoulders, come forward. Now keep the pelvis steady so you really feel your upper back first. And then slide your hips up the wall. Go a little bit further. Have a little dangle there. Take a breath in at the bottom. And then as you breathe out, you bend your knees. Put the back of the pelvis on the wall. And lay your spine back up against the wall. So enjoying that feedback. Head comes up. We're doing 2 more. Take a breath. And then when you breathe out, head, shoulders, back. Just dangle there. Let your head go as well. Let your arms just hang there. And then sliding the hips up the wall as you go a little bit further down if you like. Good. And then bend the knees as you start to come back up. And you're just resetting your posture. So realigning. And eyes up as your shoulders drop down. 1 more. Coming off the wall, a little dangle, go a bit further, good, take a breath in at the bottom and then bend your knees, find the back of the pelvis up against the wall and then it's almost like peeling your spine back up and realigning. Step away from the wall. Our next move is we're going to use the wall as well. So what I want you to do is to stand a step away from the wall, hip distance apart with your feet, and then you're going to put your hand out so it's about level with your shoulder. Soften your knees again and just notice that you feel even from between your feet. So there's even pressure down through both feet and then we're going into a little side bend and then just come back. A nice big sweep of the arm, but really think about opening up the side of your body. It's really easy to lean my weight into the foot that's closest to the wall. I go further that way. But if you can think of just keeping the weight even, then we can really open up the side body. I'm breathing in when I take the arm up today and exhale back. And 1 more. And then we'll do the other side. So stand a step away from the wall, hand on the wall, just out from your shoulders. Now even yourself off. Sometimes a little bend with the knees helps with that even feeling. And then up and over. Nice big arc over yourself. Keep your body looking square to the front. Shoulders dropping down away from your ear, next closest to the wall. And last one, nice big stretch, like you're flaring out the rib cage to the side, but your hips are steady, and then all the way back. With our next move, you're going to place your feet wide with your toes turned out a little bit. We're going to do some wide leg squats. So we just bend the knees and then straighten back up. Now when I get started in the morning, sometimes I feel like I just need to do little ones to get myself warmed up. So it's perfectly fine just to get those joints moving really gently. Start small, and then if everything's feeling good and you start to build a bit of energy, go a bit deeper. But you know, you've got your ankles. We're working on mobility for your ankles, your knees, your hips, and a really strong feeling when you stand back and up. So I'm reaching down and back with my arms, a little squeeze of the glutes. My hips are strong. It's nice to feel a bit of this strength and this power in the morning. Feel like you're really grounded down through your feet. When I stand up, I almost imagine that my heels are actively drawing toward each other. It sort of wraps my thigh around this way, and I feel it really strong here. And we'll do one more. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is bend our knees, and I want you to take one hand, reach it across to the opposite thigh, and I want you just to have a little peep at the back shoulder and then come back and up. So you take a bend, a little rotation. So I'm just going to peep over to the back shoulder and then come back and up. Bend, back and up. One more on each side. So that if I'm looking to my left shoulder blade slips towards my spine. So I feel really nice little stretch in the upper back. Think of lifting your chest as well, rather than going rounded. So you're here, you're lifting the chest as you do a little twist. Good, and then hands in, walk your legs back and in. With your feet hip distance apart now, we're going to just bend our knees, but keep our back upright and stand back up. So you just take a little bend. So just watch, there's a little space between your knees haven't come in. Really good for your ankles. And then we hold it here. From here, I want you just to shift your weight to one foot and step the other foot back. Bend both knees, step forward with that foot, and then stand back up. So we'll do that again. It's a little bend. Shift your weight to one side so you can step back with the other foot. Both knees take a little bend. Step forward while you stay low, and then you stand back and up. So a really good way to just zone in our balance. Bend, shift your weight, step back, both knees bend, step forward, stand up. So do this move carefully. You're working on shifting your weight side to side. Of course, you've got the work through your lower body and the concentration. Bend. I'm stepping back really quietly, so it's like there's not much of a big shift in my body. I'm trying to make it look really smooth. Bend, step back, bend, together, and standing up. For our next move, we're going to be up against the wall. So you're going to take your feet a step out, have your knees bent, then we'll line ourselves up just like we've done before. So we start with the pelvis up against the wall. My knees are bent even, and then I'm just going to lengthen my spine up against the wall. Hands down beside you. If your back of your head doesn't touch the wall, that's okay if you're just hovering your head off the wall. So if the back of the head doesn't quite touch the wall, that's okay. It's better to just have your head back as even as you can, rather than forcing your head back and your chin up, right? And what we're going to do here, little pat for Maggie, we're going to just reach our arms out to the side and let them go up a little bit. Have a little bend as you come up and then all the way back and down. So do that again. So we're just lifting up and use the wall as feedback, because to help my arms go higher, there's a real temptation to push my body, my ribs up off the wall to make it easier. But the wall's going to help you do a true movement through your shoulder. But just bend your arms as you come up and then back and down. And if your fingers don't touch the wall, if they just are hovering, that's okay too. And then pause when you're up in the little bent position. So this is where it's a bit like a goalpost shape. Now, it's very common not to be able to get your hands to touch the wall. If I get my hands to touch, my ribs do go out a little bit, so I'm just going to just have them just almost touching, okay? And I can feel that big stretch already, and you will too, but so just adjust the angle if you need, like a W rather than goalpost. And then ribs settle in. We're just going to do a little glide up and back. That's it. So you feel the stretch at the front of your shoulder and your chest. Okay, good. And then just bring your arms all the way back down. Shoulders a little roll, and then push off the wall. The next thing to do is to come down onto the floor. I want you to be in a kneeling position. If you can pop up against the wall, it's actually quite nice feedback for you to sort of have this side of you leaning up against the wall. But I do want you to lift up out of this hip. So rather than sinking down, I think of the thigh lifting up, the hip lifting up, and almost up out of the waist. So I'm nice and lifted. And even before I've done any movement, this is really good. I can feel this all stretching here. I can feel a little bit of activation at the back. And then I'll lift up through my chest as well. Eyes out in front, fingers out in front too. So we're going to take the arm out to the side and then just go around a little bit and bring it back. Now the trick with this one is to take it out and look at the hand, look at your hand with your eyes. So you're rotating through your body, but this hip's going to want to go with you so you can go further. But see if you can keep the hip bone right where it is, looking forward. So the movement's more through your rib cage, ribs and spine, of course. Yeah, and then come back. So let this back shoulder drop down. Glide the hip to look forward as much as you can, and then come back. And again, open, open, open. Sometimes it feels a bit dissatisfying that you can't quite go as far as you might think, but these moves are so good for your posture. You're opening up the front of the hips. Good. Then we're going to do like a windmill. So you take the arm up and circle it round behind. And again, forward, big circle round. You can look around when your arm goes round and see if you can keep your hip relatively still. Okay, good. And now let's swivel around, see how the other side feels. No doubt, well, very often we have sides that feel different. It's super common. So it's just nice to notice and try and bring a bit more balance back as we keep doing our exercises. Hand out in front. Before I start, that hips up, lift it up, up out of the waist, tall through my body, and then open, 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 and bring it back. So because you're looking at your fingers, that nice movement is going right up into your head and neck. Don't force anything, just where it feels good. And again. And then windmill. So take the arm up and circle around. Up, get taller, taller with that. Nice rotation. And last one. Good. And then help yourself to stand up. We're going to lean against the wall again. So take a step out, bend your knees and just feel the back of the wall so you're nice and steady. We're actually going to do a little wall sit. So I'm going to scoot myself down so I can feel the back of the pelvis. I'm lengthened up through the wall and I'm feeling like I'm steady. If I push into the wall, it helps me stay there. And this is going to just bring a little bit of warmth and energy to our legs. It's actually good on the front and the back of the legs, calf muscles you'll feel. Just spread out your toes. Feel like you're really even through both feet. Eyes out in front. And there's nothing to do here except just hold it. So you want to go for about a minute. Start with 30 seconds and then you can build it up to a minute. And when I start to feel like it's tiring, it's fine, that's good. You want to go to where it feels a little bit tired. You feel a little tired. Just focus on your breathing. I usually try and make my breath feel smooth and soft, in and out through the nose. And often if you bring your thoughts back to your breath, it's a really nice place for your mind to go, especially if your legs start to feel a little bit like, whoo, they're working hard. So back to your breath, nice and light, smooth and soft breathing. Effortless. And take another nice breath in and out. Okay, then we're going to stand back up. So get yourself back and up. Give your legs a little shake out. That's you all done. Good work. The full morning stretch routine is inside my Pilates time. If you would like the full series, wake up feeling energized with short little sessions that you can do to wake up your body, leave you feeling ready for the day, the link's below.